Hello, everybody. Welcome to the WDW Fan Zone Show. It's our last show of 2021. I am Stuart Sternberg, joined by John Maloney, Darlene Nagy, and Kurt. Hello, everybody, and I hope you all had a wonderful holiday, whichever holiday you celebrate. And tonight we are not doing our usual news show. We are doing our regular weekly show, but the topic tonight is looking back at 2021, at Disney 2021, and looking ahead and forward to Disney World and Disney 2022. So I'm just going to throw it out there because I'm sure we all have things that we loved and enjoyed in 2021. But before we do that, I've got to tell you what I really loved and enjoyed in 2021. And it's something I'm looking forward to in 2022, and that's Mouse Fan Travel. Mouse Fan Travel is the premier travel planner. So whether you're going to go to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, take an adventure by Disney, a Disney cruise, a non-Disney vacation, they can do it all for you. And the best part about Mouse Fan Travel is they've got experts in every phase of the travel industry, and they listen to their clients. And there's more. They not only listen to their clients, they not only know everything there is about travel, they also will save you money wherever they can. So if you book a trip with them and a better deal comes along, they can apply that to your trip, even if you've already left on your trip. They've done that for me. They've done it for Darlene. I don't know about you and John and Kurt, but to all of us. So we've all saved money at one point or another with Mouse Fan Travel. Great deals going on right now. So end this year the right way, the only way, the best way, and go with Mouse Fan Travel for your 2022 vacation. You can find out more about Mouse Fan Travel and all their absolutely amazing deals at www.mousefantravel.com. That is www.mousefantravel.com. All right, throwing it out there. What did you enjoy the most from Walt Disney World, or Disney in particular, in 2021?
The fact that we can get back to going to the parks. That's what I enjoyed. Even at a limited capacity.
Can anybody guess what mine was?
You got an annual pass.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that was number one on my list, but I think I would go with Darlene. It's just like being able to get back into the parks. Yes, 2020 had smaller crowds, much smaller crowds, but it's just being there. It's that sense of home. What about John and Kurt? You got, Darlene and I live down here, so it's a little different for us. What about you guys traveling here?
Go ahead, John.
Well, okay, I was going to tell you, but I'm just going to pick one of the things, and it was certainly a big one, and that is Ratatouille, the new attraction. Remy, what is it? Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't disappoint. There was so much hype for it. You got to see it being built. You could ride the Skyliner, and you could see that new section of France, the France Pavilion being built. You could see the entrance to the ride. People were talking about it. We knew that it was already in the park in Disneyland Paris, but finally getting a chance to ride the attraction. I got to ride it multiple times, and I was not disappointed, and very, very much enjoyed finally getting a chance to ride that attraction.
Yeah. My daughter got to ride that attraction, and she came back from the parks that day. She went with a friend of hers, and she was raving about how that's the greatest attraction she had ever been on. Now, she hadn't been on Rise of the Resistance yet. She got to go on that later in the week, and she still said Remy's Ratatouille Adventure was her favorite.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me ask this, though. Is Haley a Star Wars fan?
No, she's not.
Okay.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense then.
My daughter won't admit this, but I call her my Disney geek princess, and if she ever hears this, she'll be so pissed off at me for saying that. But it's funny. The friend she went with to Epcot, they bought matching. They kind of look like sisters, so they bought matching sweatshirts. And people did confuse them in the park as sisters. It's funny. And when she got home, one of the first things she ordered was a Disney Mickey Mouse sweatshirt. Rather, she ordered for herself, and she's looking for a Disney backpack now. So when she goes back to the park, she'll have that to take with her. So tell me she's not a Disney geek like her father.
Yeah.
That's my daughter too. I mean, she is. Oh, look at! I love it.
So for the people that can't see, I'm holding my souvenir from Remy's Ratatouille adventure up to the camera. So I've got the little
ride car
attraction vehicle, and it will spin around your living room. You turn it on and put it on the ground, and it will spin around kind of like the actual attraction does. So it's a lot of fun.
Oh, before we get Kurt's answer, I want to mention something now, because I forgot to mention at the top of the show, and I'll probably forget to mention it at the end of the show. So now that I remembered, I'll mention it now. Friday, and on the WDW Fan Zone website, there's going to be major news. I will be free to discuss it next week, but I'm not at liberty to discuss it now. All right, Kurt, what was your
my favorite part of 2021?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed 2020 with the small lines. So 2021, the lines were back. That was a little disappointing. However, we were able to stay in Wilderness Lodge when it was only open to Disney Vacation Club members. That was very relaxing. So my highlight was staying at Wilderness Lodge in a relatively quiet resort.
Yeah.
Because I know by the time I was down there, the crowds had returned.
Yep.
I remember that.
Darlene and I can attest to that very well. So, well, you're not blocked out now, Darlene. Have you been back since that day, the day we went to the Magic Kingdom?
No, I'm blocked out until January 2nd.
Oh, I thought you weren't. I don't know why.
Yeah, okay. No, the 2 weeks during Christmas I'm blocked out, which is perfectly fine because I know it's a zoo.
Yeah, I know.
Just going down I-4 is Zoo City.
We had neighbors that went out, not to go to Disney, but they were on 192 on Sunday. And it was about 9 or 10 in the morning, and it was a parking lot.
Yeah. That's what it's been. There's just so many people down here right now. If you got to pack your patience and deal with the traffic. It took us an hour to get to Orlando and an hour to get home today, when we can normally sometimes make it there in like 45 minutes.
That's why I've always said, if you can go any other time to Walt Disney World and not go
during a
the
holiday,
last 2 weeks of December,
or during 4th of July even. Yeah,
4th of July is another busy time. Easter week is busy. Just stay away those weeks. It's a zoo.
I gotta say, the marathon weekends are also pretty. John, you can attest. It's very busy during marathon weekends.
Yeah.
But John and I can attest, traffic hasn't been that bad up here right now. It's colder. We're getting snow, but everyone's in Florida, so I'm not complaining. Go now. Don't go when I'm going to be down there. Go now.
Please.
Do not listen to Kurt. You know what? You have to go. You have to go when the time is best for you and your family. But if you want to have a great vacation at Walt Disney World, and you know what, if you talk to the folks at Mouse Fan Travel, they'll even let you know the busiest times to go or the ones we just mentioned, and it can detract from your vacation. And we don't want that for anybody. But let's get back to things that we looked forward to and enjoyed. Not look forward to, but that we're looking back at that we enjoyed in 2021. I was happy to see a lot of friends in the park. I got to see John. I got to see Kurt. I got to see Lottie, who's not here. She'll be back next year sometime with us. And John, you're taking a little bit of a hiatus for us, but for very good reason. He's going to be starring on the Broadway show Mamma Mia. No. It's the way off Broadway show of
Way
Mamma
off.
Mia.
Perry County.
It's so far off Broadway they can't even find the street. I'm sure you'll do very well with
Congratulations, John.
Enjoy that.
It was canceled the last 2 years, so here's hoping the third time is the charm.
Well, has the current variant? I sound like low key. Has the current variant created any hesitation for the third time being the charm?
Not for me, because I am as protected as I can be, and I have the opportunity to be more protected. So I'm looking forward to it, and after having it canceled for 2 years, I'm ready to go.
Good.
I can tell you, I was at my doctor's office for a checkup today. They said, as far as people getting tested, one of the locations yesterday ran out of swabs. It was like a 4-hour wait in your car just driving through to get it done.
That's everywhere.
Their labs are crazy right now. 1,600 tests a day that they're trying to do, more than that per day. I forgot how many. I don't think it was that per hour. It had to be for the day. It was incredible how just crowded it was for them. The variant didn't. He said this variant went from none to 75% of all cases are this new variant.
Yeah.
But it's not as
let's get back to the show.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Hopefully he gets to go, but I'm a little worried about that. But they said the good thing is it's not as bad.
Okay, again, let's get back to the show.
So move on.
All right, sorry, Kurt. Now, are there any other things that you guys enjoyed this year? I know the crowds are there. How about the food? We had some new restaurants open up. We got to enjoy some new dining experiences. John, you went to
Space 20. Yeah, that was one of the things that I have on my list that I am looking back on fondly. I was happy to get a chance to visit the restaurant, to eat there. It's pricey, but the food is excellent. The service is excellent, and the experience is something completely different. So I won't be going there every trip, but I'm very glad that I got a chance to go this past year.
Yeah.
Stuart and Michelle would like to go for maybe the lounge to test it out and have their smaller bite menu.
You have to make reservations for that too now. So we missed out on the time.
We did, but we could still try to do a walk up if we get there and check out the times. You never know when it's on that little offset.
Yeah, we'll get to that. How many of you got to enjoy the Regal Eagle?
I did back in 2019.
Well, yeah,
or 2020. Sorry.
Yeah, I got there for the first time, a couple of times this year, as a matter of fact, and it is outstanding.
I also got to try the, oh gracious, John, I'm probably going to butcher it. What is the
La Crêperie de Paris?
Oh yeah.
Yes, thank you. The takeout window. I did have the hazelnut, the Nutella crepe, and it was delicious.
My daughter and her friend ate there when they were in Epcot that night. She loved it. So did her friend. I don't. She told me what they got, but I don't remember.
They actually have a lot. When we were there was plenty of space in the dining room. There were plenty of empty tables. A lot of people standing in line at the window. But we walked up and got a table because there were so many tables available.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
I didn't even think of doing that while we were there. I just used the top of a garbage can.
Well, that was the thing that dissuaded us a little bit, is there were no natural places to sit down and eat outside in that new area in the France Pavilion.
And I think where they had the kiosks that they were selling things, that they're now only displaying what you could buy. I think that area would be perfect to put some like cute little round tables with like 4 seats or 2 seats and stuff. Make it look like a France outdoor pavilion where you can drink your cappuccino, your espresso.
It's La Crêperie de Paris. So in Paris, they've got the cafe tables. So it would fit so well. I don't think they want it for the traffic going through there, but it would sure be nice if they had that kind of location, especially for that service on the
or
outdoor.
even on the back side of where you enter the line into the walkthrough would be good. I know it's near the ladies' rooms and stuff, but you do have that like that small section there that you could put a few tables in there even.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to eat outside of any restaurant.
I know. They need something though.
Yeah, you'd have to pronounce La Crêperie a little differently.
Yeah, that's true. And this year, I can't speak about the others, but I did get to the buffets came back to some of the restaurants, and I did get to go to Beer Garden not once but twice. Once when it was family style, which I loved when it was family style, but they brought the buffet back, and if I had to choose, I would go with family style, but the buffet was pretty good.
I've done the sit down family twice.
Yeah.
How do they? Question for Stuart there then.
Mm-hmm.
With the buffet, are you grabbing the food or do they have someone handing it to you?
You're grabbing the food. They do have hand sanitizer all over the place. They have protective glass in front of it. Did I feel safe there?
Ish.
Kind of. It wasn't my choice to go there for the buffet, but I was happy with it. I can't say I wasn't. I enjoyed the food. I didn't see any crowds going up to the buffet. I think I would have been, if I went now, I don't think I could eat there. I think I would panic. But when we went there, the restaurant was, I want to say, a third to half empty. So they're limiting the crowds going in it, I think. Or it was just the time we picked. But we went up, and when we went up to the buffet, there was nobody else there. We had no problems.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Yep. Disney does things right. They can't be perfect in this environment because there's no such thing as perfect in this environment that we're living in right now. But they come pretty darn close with how they're handling things.
I did like the cavalcades that they brought out since they couldn't have a full parade. I did enjoy a lot of the cavalcades that they had in all the parks.
Yeah, I agree with you there. The cavalcades are pretty cool. Would I like to see the parades come back? If you're bringing back the fireworks, which came back this year, that's another thing. We got 2 fireworks shows this year. I know some people, for whatever reason, they don't want change. They didn't like the change. Those fireworks shows are pretty good. You have to see it more than once, I believe. And you have to be able to deal with the crowds. And that's why I think they could bring the parades back. If you're dealing with the crowds for the fireworks, there's no reason they can't bring back the parades. Now, they might have other reasons why they haven't brought back the parades yet, and it could be staffing. It could be safety reasons for their employees, for the cast members. But I think we'll see a return to them sometime next year. That's my guess. And Fantasmic will be coming back next year, too.
Just reworked.
Yeah, reworked. So that's something really good to look forward to, and we'll get into that stuff soon. Now, John and Kurt, I know you don't get to spend as much time as Darlene spends in the parks, or even May for that matter. But the time that you were able to spend in the parks this year, because you know what we're going through with the pandemic, was it extra special for you to be there and be able to enjoy yourselves, even if it was to a different degree of enjoyment?
I didn't notice much of a difference, to be honest with you. The crowds are back. The only difference is wearing of the mask. That's about it. Like I said, the crowds are back. I do miss the Fast Pass system. I have not messed with the Genie Plus yet. just to a point. I think they're still trying to figure out how to do the times. But as John said, there were times where it said 60 minutes and he walked right on. We had the same thing going on with some of the attractions that we went to when we were down there. So I don't know how they messed up the times. I mean, they used to be able to tell right away how long the lines were.
I think they're getting used to it and getting the kinks out of it. I think they're basing it off of whatever algorithms they're using. And maybe it's not exact science right now, but they're getting there. It's getting better. I will say, when I went on Rise of the Resistance the last time, it's at 105-minute wait. From the time we got online till the time we exited the attraction was 45 minutes.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I think they play games sometimes, but I also think that they have miscommunication too. So the time that Kurt mentioned was when I was going to get onto Space Mountain, and I actually purchased a lightning lane to Space Mountain because we didn't have a lot of time in the park that day. Well, we walked straight to the front of the line, and anybody that was doing walk up was able to walk straight to the front of the line as well. So I think that they had miscommunication on their side, or somebody was not putting the information into their systems correctly. I don't think they were playing a game there. Now, sometimes I think they make the lines longer because they don't want it to get too congested, but when there's nobody on the attraction, I don't think that's the case.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. They also have a lot of cast members that are they're just coming back. They're just getting involved in whatever position or task at hand. So it's going to take them time to adjust to wherever they are. That could be another reason for it.
Right.
But you know what? I think by this time next year, however they're handling things, there'll be it may not be perfect, but it'll be pretty well oiled machine. Let's put it that way. All right. Anybody else want to look back at anything from 2021 before we move on to what we're looking forward to in 2022?
I enjoyed that they brought the festivals back, like the Arts Festival and Flower and Garden. That they had a lot of the artists come in with their artwork and that, and they were able to talk to, I'm sure a lot of guests were very happy that they could talk to the artists directly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. All right, let's move on to what we're looking forward to. Oh, sorry, John.
Just one quick thing, and it doesn't apply to everybody, I think, but it was a big thing for Disney, and that was the return of Run Disney events this past November, last month, this past November. So, and they've already started announcing them. I heard them on the news show this week that they've got the slate announced for next year, but
for 2022, 2020, yeah.
Yeah, so
into 2023.
I very much fondly looking back to seeing the Run Disney events starting up again, and you could just feel it from everybody and hear it from everybody for the Wine and Dine half marathon weekend. How much
it was a lot of fun.
So thankful to be back and enjoying themselves. Yeah.
Stuart and I were just kind of kicking back, like, yep.
Yeah, sure. Run Disney, not me.
Got my 5K in for that and finished my last half marathon for good now for the Space Coast. This was my final and last one. I've done 2 in my life, and that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, since Darlene is not running into 2022, we'll take a stroll into 2022. So
can we walk?
Sure, we'll walk. So, stroll, walk, same thing. What are you guys looking forward to the most in 2022? There's a lot of exciting things coming that we know of, and there's a lot that probably is going to be unexpected.
I don't want to walk. I want to ride the tram into 2022.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking
keep
forward
our fingers crossed. We have
Yeah.
not seen it start up yet.
It should have started in the Magic Kingdom. However, I haven't seen anything saying that it's been up and running yet. but I
And
haven't.
when we
looked
were
at
there on
that.
the 15th, it was not running yet.
No,
That wasn't supposed to start till like the 19th or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's what I heard, but I don't know if I haven't looked at the news to see if it has started. To be honest,
Because that was the only park it was starting in. They
Right,
said the other ones
Right.
would come in 2022, so
Right.
that will be fantastic.
yeah. So some of the things to look forward to in 2022, we've got was it Cosmic Rewind is coming?
Cosmic Rewind.
Mhm.
Very excited about that. I love
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
At some point, fingers crossed, we'll get Tron,
Tron,
and the
yeah.
railroad maybe right,
Maybe in 2022.
and we'll get the railroad back in the Magic
Yes.
Kingdom.
Exactly.
You know, there'll be. I'm sure. I know there was more restaurants coming. I can't think of one offhand.
Woody's not Woody's
Oh,
Road.
Woody's. That's right. Woody's
Barbecue.
Woody's
Yes.
Barbecue.
Woody's
Yes,
Barbecue,
that should
yeah.
be pretty cool. I know Disney Springs has a few new stores coming at it, maybe even now, so people will be able to enjoy that next year as well.
I'll check on that one. I'm there next week, Monday, the 4th. I'm going to be at Disney Springs. Tuesday, that will be.
Yeah. Is there anything in particular that any of you are looking forward to besides just being here in 2022?
Well, I'm looking forward, looking at the bigger picture. I'm looking forward to the reopening of Future World in Epcot. Now going to be World Celebration, World Discovery, and World Nature.
Yes, that's exciting.
Yeah, so to get rid of those walls, to
Mhm.
have new areas open up, and I believe they're going to have more to go, but to see that the new sight lines and how it's going to feel and get adjusted to that, and again get rid of those walls.
Do you know
Those
that
walls have been up too long?
Do you know that the new the new part of Epcot is getting a lot of complaints from people? It's not even open. It's not open. Nobody knows what it's going to be like other than what Disney has told us. And we know when Disney does something new, it's better than what was there before.
But the naysayers will always be the
Oh my
naysayers, and they want to be heard.
Yep. You're
I
absolutely right, sir.
absolutely love the new Club Cool.
Yeah,
mean,
me too.
I
Haven't
love.
been in there yet.
Oh my gosh, it's great. It's absolutely great.
It is. It's. It's. Oh my God! Well, I was going to say it kicks A, but I'll leave it at that. It kicks A on the old Club Cool.
And I like the new Beverly too.
They changed the flavor of the Beverly?
No,
It was perfectly fine. I
They-
never
yeah, I
tried
think
it
they-
before, so this is my first.
They dumbed it down a little bit. It's not as bad as it once was.
The one that Stuart thought I would like, I did not like at all. Ugh. Can't remember
Oh,
what
well,
to
the barbecue sauce one, that was
Oh,
great. I love that one. I forgot the name of it, and I forgot the country it was from, but it was, I love that one. That was my favorite one.
Yeah, no, not me.
Acquired taste.
I like
Like
my
Beverly?
barbecue sauce on spare ribs, chicken.
Well, pour the barbecue Coca-Cola over the top of your meal, and there you go.
Right?
Or drink it with your meal.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think, John, you hit the nail on the head with the new part of Epcot with all the new areas that they're going to bring. I think they're going to be phenomenal. And I wish people would just wait to experience it before you say a god darn thing.
It's got to be better than the walls.
Yeah,
Anything.
absolutely.
Well, I think it's going to be more organic in feeling, and I like that. I mean, I it's not that I didn't like Future World, I did, but I think Epcot was ready for a change, and I welcome that new open organic feel that they're planning.
Yeah, it was stale when it opened. Like as you're saying, Stuart, it was just outright stale when it opened. There was nothing overly exciting about it. It's all white and it's overly simplistic, and it was made to be that way.
Yeah, if they weren't going to build Walt's Epcot, it was the next best thing. However, it had its time, it had its purpose, and it is time for change. It's time to move forward.
Future World and Tomorrowland have been the hardest lands for Disney to maintain because you can't keep up with tomorrow. You can't, and you can't get ahead of it. So I look forward to having something that is a little more timeless.
Right.
It doesn't have to have those refurbishments so often.
Look at the Carousel of Progress. For how many years do they keep updating that last scene, and they still can't get it into current times? They would be better off, and I've said this many times, they'd be better off going back to the original scenes and leaving it that way. But that's going to be awesome in Epcot. And I mentioned before, we're going to get Fantasmic back, a reworked Fantasmic. There'll be a new scene in there. Not sure what they're cutting out of there, if anything, but I think we're going to get some character changes or additions. So I think it'll be a pretty awesome show. Is there anything in the Magic Kingdom, or we haven't even mentioned Animal Kingdom yet, that you guys are looking forward to?
Is there anything really new happening in Animal Kingdom? I'm asking because I don't know.
I don't believe so. I think that's one park they're not doing. Oh, hold no, they're.
Well, there's the
Everest was supposed to go on a lengthy refurbishment. I don't know if it is anymore.
Starting in January, they said.
Yeah, I don't know if that's happening. But that was one thing that I know I had heard. But that was pre-pandemic. We're going to get the new Nemo show in Animal Kingdom.
Oh, true.
Which I am sure is going to, I don't know how they can, but I know they will. They'll improve upon the original Nemo show that's there now, or that was there now. I shouldn't say it's there now. It hasn't been open since the pandemic started, but I think we can look forward to that.
We're going to get the new Mears bus service from
that's
MCO to
not
Disney.
Something to look forward to, and we can save that topic for another show and get into a discussion about that. That is, that's the number one biggest complaint with Disney fans about Magical Express, but we won't discuss it tonight.
Yeah.
I have no comment. I've never ridden it.
Yeah.
Well, Stuart, and this kind of overlaps with news, which we did not do today.
Correct.
But there's a second service that has been announced starting in February. A third one too. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so
we mentioned one 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago and one last week.
What was the one you announced last week?
Last week, I forgot the name of it, but it's going to look almost like old time cars. The bus.
Oh, that's the Sunshine Flyer.
Yep, that's it. Yeah,
right.
That was mentioned last week on the news.
So that's adding something over and above what Magical Express did. So,
and this is what I didn't want to get into because it's a pay per ride.
No, all I'm saying is it's going to be a new experience.
Yes,
it's not
a Disney experience, so I don't want people to think it is. This is a private company that is offering the service.
Right. So I don't know that I'm going to get a chance to use it, but I am intrigued to see what the experience is like.
Let me know.
Well, you don't have to worry.
You don't want to just drive over to the airport and hop onto it?
No.
I don't think so.
All right, so some other things that we're looking forward to next year.
The Mona Journey of Water that's going to come to Epcot's 40th anniversary. Yeah, Moana.
Moaning Journey of Water.
Moana.
Yeah.
That looks like that's going to be a fun thing.
And
is anybody going to buy the new Magic Bands?
No.
What are they? I haven't been able to read up on them.
They're supposed to be pretty cool, but
They're supposed to be pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to buy them because I just bought one, but they're supposed to have they're going to play you can play like a bounty hunter in the galaxy far, far away and find virtual bounties throughout Black Spire Outpost and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah,
and
there's different games in different parks.
Yeah.
Does it just look like a Magic Band, or
Yes.
It does. It
But
does.
it's going to have different colors depending on where you are and what's going on.
And additional features like lights, colored lights,
Right during the fireworks.
haptic vibrations like some of the watches have, as well as gesture recognition. So
And it's going to let you interact with those 50 Disney park characters for the 50th as well.
Yep.
is this thing chargeable?
Yes.
With all the stuff
Yes.
it's doing? Holy cow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's also, I think it's going to be $60 to start.
I believe
There you
it
go.
is. Yes.
And that's why I will not be getting it. It's everybody's got to draw the line somewhere with what they're spending. So that's where I draw the line.
it's certainly not for everybody.
No, it'd be wonderful to have, but the price point, I don't believe, warrants purchasing one for me. Somebody's going on vacation and it might be like their one and only time there, and God knows how long. They might jump at the chance to have something like that and have it as a great keepsake. And for them, wonderful. I hope you enjoy it. I really do. I'm trying to think what there was something else coming next year, and I can't remember what it was now. Oh boy, if I think of it, I'll mention it.
Well, we talked about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mhm.
That's next summer, though.
That's next summer.
Which I think I end up missing, unfortunately. So that's the bad thing. We moved up our trips now that our kids are out of high school, so that there wouldn't be as long of lines. However, nothing opens when we're down there. They always wait until later spring or early summer to open. So I don't get to see any of those things.
Yeah.
There's one other feature that's coming to the resorts next year, and that's the Hey Disney, the Amazon device.
Yes.
And that's
not available yet, but it will
not
be
available yet,
soon.
but it's coming next year. And is that just in the deluxe resorts?
I'm not sure. I just seen something on it because I was going to sign up to see what the Amazon thing was, because you can also do it at home through the Echo. I guess it's going to be available. So I wanted to know when it was going to be available. I don't have the Echo, but I might get the Echo.
I actually have an Echo with the Mickey Mouse on top of the frame holding it. So now I just need to wait for the upgrade, so I can do a Hey Disney instead of Hey Echo.
I have one of my Echo Dots sitting on top of a spaceship Earth base.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've got two Echoes. One sits here in my office. The other one is in our living room. So
I have none.
Yeah, the Dots I've got too. We've got the bigger one with the speaker, and this is that 5-inch video one that they're going to have in the rooms.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the one I have in my office. I have the one with the video, so it'll be pretty cool if I can get that Disney thing on there.
I have one in my garage because I had an extra one after replacing some, so I actually have it in my garage, so I can have the lights on in the garage before I go from my house to the garage, because my garage is a separate building from the house.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Anything else that anybody wants to add about what they're looking forward to besides just being here? Does anybody think the crowd levels will filter out? I don't think so.
Not in my lifetime.
Will they even out, do you think? I mean,
No.
everyone's like, I gotta go this year, I gotta go now. Is it gonna start to plateau now?
I don't think so, because you still have a lot of Europeans who haven't been here in a while that are going to be coming over, or our Brazilian friends.
South Americans, yeah.
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 So I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I think the next few years are going to be good for Disney, rough for those of us who live here. And I'm not talking about those of us who live here in Florida, those of us who live here in the U.S. It's just going to be, we're going to have to deal with the crowds.
I'm curious to see, and I haven't seen any analysis of it so far, but I'm curious to see how the Genie Plus and individual lightning lanes are impacting people's travel habits and their touring habits.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Do you think Disney will release any of that information?
I think Disney will just advertise it and say, hey, you can have an improved experience this way. But I'm sure some of the third party groups are going to do that. Some of the groups that track the traffic within the parks and wait times and
touring plans is one of those groups that do that.
Right, as a for instance, right? So any of the third parties that do touring plans, they're going to have to revise those touring plans, whether it's the touring plans trademark or just touring plans in general. So, and even personally, I've dipped my toe into it, but I'd like to go back for another trip and see how my experience is as compared to when there was nothing at all. There were no fast passes. There was no Genie or Genie Plus. It was just everything's a walk up and standby.
Yeah, I'd like to spend a day there using just the regular Genie to see how it works from the time I get there to the time I leave. The problem is, I started to use it not the last time I was there, but when I was in Animal Kingdom. But I was only going to be there for a couple hours. I wasn't there for a long day, and it doesn't calculate the number of hours you're going to be there. It thinks you're there for the whole day.
You can't simplify it yet.
No, I'm sure that's coming,
Someday.
but not yet.
That'll be an update.
Well, and the thing that my reticence about Genie, the standard Genie, is when I think about the Genie service from Disney's perspective, they want it to distribute people better around the park. So I find it hard to believe that it's going to be optimal for everybody to do what they want to do, since there's so much commonality in what people want to do. So my belief is it's going to, and what I've heard is that it's going to tell you to do some things that Disney would like you to do to do that distribution. So if you do try it, I think that would be interesting for the rest of us to hear.
I think it would be interesting if we went down there unlinked and tried it at the same time and see if it sends us in 4 different directions and tells us that we got to go different ways just to spread us all out.
But you do have to seed it with some preferences. What are you looking to do? What kinds of things do you like? You want to do attractions? Do you want to do shows? Do you want to do dining? So it all depends on it's supposed to depend somewhat on the preference information you give to it.
But that's what I mean. If we all put down, we want to go
the
on
same stuff
Flight
to begin with,
and
right.
Everest and Kali and the Lion King, would it tell us to do it at 4 different times, or would it tell us, do it at the same time?
It very well could. It depends on the time you arrive in the park. And let's assume everybody arrives in the park at the same exact time. It could still send you all over, and we go in.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I think it could. I think it very well could. It depends on what interest we put in. I think it's going to be based off our interest that we have in the our profiles to begin with. So it could send us off in different directions. I think they've got some work to do on it. We know they're trying to distribute the crowds to and I don't want to say to their advantage, to the best of their ability to keep the guest experience as good as they can. It doesn't always work out that way, but I think it will improve as time goes on. I just think they need to get more data. And I think if they see it working, you're going to hear about it. whether it's from them or guests.
I finally found the name of the restaurant you were thinking of in Epcot. It is Connections Cafe and
That's taking over for the Electric Umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's no menu or anything yet.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
That's near the Creation Shop.
Yes.
Yes.
I think there's a lot to look forward to next year at Walt Disney World. I think there's a lot of unexpected things that will good unexpected things that we'll hear about during D23, and they may not necessarily happen in 2022. It may not be until 2023 or beyond. But I think these are exciting times to be a Disney fan, but there are also times where we cringe when we have to see those lines in the park. And I think that's why we have the lightning lanes, which I really, really think will be a benefit to those of us who are okay taking the standby lines.
You've got an extra hour. You can go and do the other attraction tomorrow.
Yeah, I could, but I'm not just talking about people who live here in Florida. I mean, there are people that will not want to pay for Disney Plus, but there will be a lot of people that will, and I think it'll even out the lines to make things a little more satisfying to the guest experience.
And that's where I'd be curious, is because if you're buying the Genie Plus, it's kind of like paying for the fast passes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are they not releasing as many Genie Plus lightnings?
We don't know.
As they did with Fast Pass? Because would that lighten up the lines for those in the standby?
We don't know because they haven't said. Are they allowing everybody to purchase Genie Plus if they want to? We don't know that either. They might have a limit on it. We just don't know.
That's my interest in. Yes, we've got a good 5 months, 6 months before we have to worry about are we going to purchase it or not. But that's the kind of questions that I have.
Yeah.
Is it, if you're going to pay the $15 a day, is it really worth the $15 a day? And my doctor's going in 12 days and he's asking the same question to me. And I said, I don't have the answer. So hopefully I'll find out from him.
Tell your doctor to get a second opinion.
I did.
I remember there was an old Rodney Dangerfield joke. I forgot the first part of it, so I'm just going he goes to his doctor. Doctor tells him, you're going to die in 6 months. And he goes, I want a second opinion. You're ugly too.
Yeah. So. No, I was going to say I was his second opinion, but
Yeah. Anybody else want to bring anything else up that they enjoyed in 2021 or they're looking forward to in 22 before we say goodnight and wish everybody a happy new year?
I was very happy that the egg roll cart opened back up and I got my cheeseburger egg rolls.
They need to offer those somewhere else too.
Yeah, they should.
What did I say, Stuart? Didn't I say, and I feel bad for you, Kurt, but I said they really should come up with a restaurant like they could serve the cheeseburger egg rolls and then they could do different like a fried shrimp egg roll and a sushi like type thing, where you wouldn't have to go to Kona to get the sushi.
Yeah, I think Epcot would be a perfect place for that, maybe in the front part of the park.
Yeah.
Connections. We don't know what their menu is.
No, we don't.
We don't.
We do not. Sunshine Seasons Cafe. That would be a good spot for it also.
Mm-hmm.
There's one big thing coming next year that none of us are looking forward to because none of us are going to experience it.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
But the one big thing coming is the Galactic Star Cruiser.
Yeah.
So I am very much looking forward to hearing people's experiences.
Right.
Especially since a number of people have canceled their trips.
I know somebody who got to spend a little time in there to see it and had wonderful things to say about it.
Oh, okay.
So I
If we
think
could find somebody that's going to be staying there, like, so if any of our, listeners are going to be doing this experience and want to share it with us, please let us know and we'll have you on the show.
or viewers, because now we're on YouTube.
Oh, yes,
Right.
viewers too.
Now, please remember to give us a thumbs up and share. Please share it with your friends and on social media for us too. Yeah, I'd love to have somebody on who has seen everything and experienced it from, for both nights. And I think that would be great.
Well, when I win my free cruise, because I entered that contest,
Me too.
I'll live stream from the room. How does that sound?
Okay.
From outer space.
Okay. I think we're going to wrap it up here and let everybody finish whatever planning they're doing for the new year. We will not be doing a show later this week, so there was no news show. There was no real major news coming out this week anyway. There's nothing really worth talking about. It gets slow at the end of the year. I hope you guys enjoy the show. I really hope everybody is taking safety precautions to keep themselves healthy and their well-being healthy. And I hope everybody has a happy new year as we move into 2022. I hope everybody had a good 2021. It had to be better than 2020. And let's hope 2022 is even better and more prosperous for us all. So until next year, be safe. Bye-bye. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Good night, everybody.
Well, for my looking forward, I'm going to look back to some lyrics, not sung, from Epcot, and that is tomorrow's child charting a brand new way, for the future world is born today. Good night, everyone.
I want to thank our sponsor, MEI Mouse Fan Travel, for being there for us and helping our listeners plan their vacations. I also want to thank all of our listeners and viewers for watching us, and I wish you all a magical night and a happy new year, and stay safe.